What's up, guys? Figured I'd change things up by doing I guess a video commentary about my experience with Devil May Cry 5. Not going to talk too much about the details about Mission 19 because, you know, everybody and their grandmother knows how to deal with 19. So I'll talk a little bit about maybe a couple of moments for 19, but I just wanted to really just talk about my thoughts about 5, all the while I'm eating my lunch. So this isn't meant to be a mukbang sort of video, but it's. So yeah, that's one of those things. So the problem with perfect runs is that it gives the false sense of like this godlike, and there's the reset, the actual full reset. It gives the false impression that a no damage run is effortless, and you know, it's good to give a little reminder that yeah, there are struggles involved with no damage runs. Gladiator does it better, I think, with his bloopers, but I figured I'd just include that little mess up in the beginning. So 5. Oh, I got nervous here. Yeah, that's about as godlike as I'll ever get to with Devil May Cry 5. But so my thoughts about 5. It's okay. It's okay. The combat was great. The combat is great. Nero is a beast, as usual. V was a huge surprise. I love V. I just wish that that there were a couple of more V missions. And Dante is batshit insane as always. But you know, there were a couple of issues that I had. One being the microtransaction nature of the game, the inflated price of provocation across 3 characters, Dr. Faust, and having to use red orbs as essentially ammunition. And what was the third point? The breakers. I have less of a problem with the breakers having what they're designed as, to be a money sink. But it's the provocation, and Dr. Faust that I have a huge problem with. Now Capcom does hide it well. It isn't too microtransaction heavy, but for me it's heavy enough for it to be noticeable. And for some people, microtransactions are not a huge deal, but for me, it kind of takes the focus away for me, especially when it's being a bit sneaky in its intentions. I understand that just because there are more microtransactions involved, You don't have to buy them. I get that. But the way that I play this game, you know, I wanted to get S rank check marks with every one of my no damage runs. And I could not have done it without provocation. I am not that good of a player to do it without provocation. So, it felt like that the way that the stylish point system, which is another criticism that I have about the game, the way that that's built, where you're rewarded for skipping fights, like Mission 8, Mission 10, Mission 18 as well, being the serious offenders of the stylish point system. Yeah, it's not stylish to just skip around fights. And right now, I am doing my summary of all of the missions that I've done, just to showcase my S rank checkpoints and the total stylish points. And the microtransaction aspects, the stylish points requirements, and the secondary characters, namely Lady, with her being such a, she had the best line in the game with the discussion with Nero about how you just don't recover from killing a parent. Best line in the game. Aside from that, she was a throwaway character. She showed booty, she showed some titties. Cool. But Lady was just she just was a throwaway character. Outside of that, she was wildly ignored. Not just by the developers, but from the characters too. So, I mean, the game is still fun. 6.5. I think I gave this game a 6.5 out of 10 when I started this run, and I think I'm still going to stick with that rating. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about the game. It's fun. It just needs more polish. No. So yeah, there you have it. My no damage run. If you're watching this for the first time, the way I did my no damage run was I finished all of the Nero missions first. No damage to everything, including the prologue and Mission 8. And then I moved on to V, and then I saved Dante for last, because out of all of the characters, I felt like I was weakest with Dante, and if I needed to depend on the Faust hat, you know, I could have, you know, the grinding of of a no damage run with Nero and V would have allowed me to bank on some red orbs, so I could use Dr. Faust if I needed to. Late into the no damage run, I decided that I was going to just treat myself to one single use of Dr. Faust. 5 is still a fun game. It's over the top. It's crazy. Nero's still a beast. Just a powerhouse. And Dante's incredible. And the readjustment of how the Royal Guard system worked makes him OP as hell. And V was a great. V was a great addition. Terrible personality, emo as hell, but his gameplay was incredible. So, There were some great innovations in the game, and a couple of step backs. Maybe I'm a bit too harsh on the game with the microtransaction aspect. I think if I could overlook it, I would probably bump it to like a 7.5, or an 8 out of 10. But I just can't. So I have three perfect files for Devil May Cry 3. The first one I did on the DA version. The second time I did it in the special edition version that I uploaded to YouTube, and the third time recently, maybe a couple of years ago, I did it in the HD collection. And every single time that I completed that game, that no damage run, the double S Dante Must Die run, I always had that sense of accomplishment that was a great feat. It was enjoyable. But when I finished Mission 19, I just didn't get that sense of satisfaction. When the Judgment animation was over and Mission 19 came to a close, thus my no damage run came to a close, I just kind of sat back and I said, okay, well, I guess that was 5 months well spent. So yeah, there you go. A quick summary of what I think about 5. I think it's fun. A couple of things that get under my skin. Also, I also want to talk about how the game ended. With Mission 19 being a Dante versus Vergil thing, it was a lost opportunity for them to have pushed that to Mission 20. Because since Devil May Cry 2, we've had a 20 mission setup with the series. Devil May Cry 1 had a 23 mission, but every other game since then, including the reboot, I believe, has been a 20 mission setup. Lost opportunity to do a little twist and put Dante versus Vergil in Mission 20. When that mission is complete, you're like, oh snap! There's an extra mission. It's going to be and then you'll introduce the Nero versus Vergil mission as Mission 21. That would have been a great twist, and it was a lost opportunity. Sure, they would have had to come up with another mission, but that would have allowed them a chance to really flesh out the co-op aspect, which was woefully underplayed. Mission 7, Mission 13, and that's all we had. We didn't even have a V and Dante mission. Just a Nero and V. Dante, V, and Nero. Woefully underplayed. Represented in the game. And it was a wonderful game mechanic that they never capitalized on in the game. 13 was pretty fun. 13 was very interesting. I just wish they would have done more with that the co-op mechanic than they did. So it's not like that there were not a lot of opportunities for them to have to use that, because they only used it for 2 missions, and adding an additional mission at the end of the game where the twist would have been, oh, this isn't just a 20 mission game. The addition of a Mission 21 with Vergil and Nero would have been a huge twist, because knowing what I knew, when I went into Mission 19 with Dante versus Vergil, I knew that there was going to be something at the end. I knew something else was going to come up after this. If there was an additional mission prior to Mission 20 to expand the mission catalog to 21 missions, or 22 missions if you include the prologue, that would have been a huge what the fuck moment. Lost opportunity there, lost opportunity with the co-op, woefully underplayed. I guess if I wasn't so hypercritical on the microtransaction aspect, I probably would have still given it a 6.5. The more I think about 5, the more I think it could have been so much more. But with that being said, it's still fun. I hate to sound like a broken record, but it's still a very fun game. It just could have been a bit more. So there it is. My thoughts about the game. Uh, yeah.